And welcome back to the Captain's Vlog channel. My name is Sean and I'll be your captain for today. Today we'll be going over the Palace of Slaanesh. Would you survive a day here by the Book of Choyer? And this will be our fourth Chaos God video. We've done Nurgle, we've done Khorne, we've done Tzeentch, and now it's Slaanesh. Slaanesh's palace may be the most agreeable place so far because it's all to do with having a good time, pleasure, feelings, and enjoyment, joy. So I believe that if we can find the spectrum where we find the extremes of Hellraiser and the non-extremes of just chilling on the beach with your favorite drink, maybe we can find the end that does not have the most fucked up things to deal with. And then we could probably have a really good time. But it's chaos. Chaos generally has a catch. So most likely in the Palace of Slaanesh, there is going to be a few catches. I don't know what these catches are. Maybe we'll find out here. I know there are a few circles. Maybe one of the circles are not so bad. Let's have a look. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Apologies if you hear me munching on something.
What appears as the ultimate paradise is, in truth, a domain where surrender leads to eternal enslavement.
Oh boy.
And resistance demands an unyielding fortitude that few can muster. This is the realm of Slaanesh, the dark prince of chaos. The ones who enter too deep find themselves hopelessly lost, their resolve crumbling as their most primal desires are laid bare and turned against them. Mighty demons of Khorne, who have sought to breach Slaanesh's palace, have been turned to white sand, put to rest in a place where they will no longer gather skulls for their master. Sorcerous heralds of Tzeentch, their minds filled with endless schemes and ambitions, have found themselves paralyzed by visions of ultimate knowledge, truths so overwhelming that their forms unraveled into shimmering motes of despair. Even the most resilient demons of Nurgle, who revel in decay and defy entropy itself, have been lured into gardens of perfect stillness, their vitality drained as they wither into nothing, unable to spread their master's foul gifts. Endless souls linger in eternal torment within the Palace of Slaanesh, victims of their inability to resist the temptations that ensnare them. From kings to peasants, from once mighty champions of mortal empires to the ageless minions of the Chaos Gods, all are bound in a cycle of suffering and longing. They are trapped in forms that reflect their unfulfilled desires, some frozen in moments of hollow ecstasy, others locked in endless pursuit of what they can never attain.
That's Nakari right there. She's in Total War Warhammer, one of the lords, I think. Legendary lords, probably. Yeah, so far what we've seen, it just screams Slaanesh. But I didn't know that the greater demons actually start disintegrating when they come into the realm of Slaanesh. That is news to me. And the way they did it, the bloodthirsters turning to sand, Tzeentch's fellows just lose their minds, and then Nurgle also withers away. I mean, kind of OP here, but maybe it's because of the realm and not just Slaanesh itself. Probably similar things will happen in the other realms with the other greater demons. I think it has. I think we've gone through a few. But yeah, let's see what's coming up next.
To even approach Slaanesh's palace, one must brave the 6 circles of seduction. A
6. Sacred number of Slaanesh, and you got 6 circles.
gauntlet of trials designed to ensnare the soul. Each circle tests a different facet of your being, drawing you deeper into Slaanesh's grasp. Each of the 6 circles of seduction represents a distinct and deadly temptation. Avidity, gluttony, carnality, paramountcy, vainglory, and indolency. These circles are not merely trials. They are manifestations of Slaanesh's boundless desires, each one carefully designed to ensnare and corrupt any being that steps into the Dark Prince's realm, be it mortal or immortal. Beyond serving as a celebration of the Dark Prince's essence, these circles form an almost impenetrable barrier, protecting the Palace of Pleasure at the center of Slaanesh's domain. To even approach it, an intruder must traverse these treacherous rings in order, each one presenting a more overwhelming temptation than the last. The journey requires not just strength, but an almost inhuman level of willpower. For the circles strip away resistance with each and every step. Would you survive a day in this place? In this episode, we'll explore the horrors of the Six Circles and uncover the mysteries of Slaanesh's own palace, a location of unimaginable beauty and danger, where the Dark Prince resides. To step into this domain is to risk everything, for even a single glance at Slaanesh can unravel the very essence of who you are.
That looks like a bit of Tyrannid piece there. Tyrannid bone or
The
carapace.
first trial on the path to Slaanesh's palace is the Circle of Avidity, a realm where desires are no longer abstract cravings, but tangible temptations. Here, the promise of wealth, power, or influence is tailored perfectly to the ambitions of each soul who dares to enter. Mountains of glittering treasures rise into the skies, their surfaces adorned with jewels of unimaginable brilliance, while phantom figures whisper promises of success and supremacy to those willing to reach out and claim it. Yet the place is not what it seems. The treasures shimmer with a deceptive allure, but each step closer brings an overwhelming sense of need that begins to consume the mind. The allure is not of riches, but of fulfillment.
Ooh.
The whispering voice of one's deepest ambitions, offering everything if only the intruder succumbs. As hands grasp at these illusory prizes, they find the ground itself shifting beneath their feet, dragging them closer to the clutches of Slaanesh's influence. Those who fall to the temptations here are lost, their souls trapped within this glimmering realm of promises unfulfilled, as they become golden statues, trapped forever in Slaanesh's realm for their unchecked ambition.
That sucks. Otherwise it would have been
saw
nice.
The unending suffering of the poor souls damned to that cruel place. Uncountable souls trapped within twisted statues of gold and gems, their faces frozen in expressions of both ecstasy and agony. Their mouths were open as if to scream, but no sound came forth. No, only the glint of jewels that adorned their tortured forms. Each one had reached for their heart's desire, only to become part of the glittering nightmare that now surrounded them. I could feel their despair, their regret, echoing in the air like a silent plea for freedom that would never come. It was as though the treasures themselves had a life of their own, feeding on the souls of the damned to maintain their terrible beauty. And yet, for all the horror, I felt the pull, the temptation to join them, to reach out and claim what my heart whispered that I deserved.
Then there is the circle of gluttony, where abundance becomes a curse and indulgence the ultimate trap. Endless feasts stretch as far as the eye can see.
What is that, dude? He's got how many arms and tentacles? Is this a demon or a corrupted fella? I can't even tell anymore. Jeez. There's a crazy one over there with the peacock feathers. There's one over there with the face covered. They're all serving some strange dishes.
Tables laden with delicacies so exquisite that their mere scent could make the strongest will falter. The air is filled with the aromas of roasted meats, spiced wines, and decadent sweets, all crafted to cater to the most primal and refined of appetites. Servants, their forms unnervingly perfect, glide between the tables, offering morsels and goblets that seem impossible to refuse. Yet the more one partakes, the hungrier they become. As the food and drink twist their senses, leaving an unquenchable craving for more. Those who succumb find themselves trapped in an endless cycle of consumption, their bodies swelling grotesquely, their minds dulled by overindulgence, until they become part of the feast itself.
Oh, snap.
And then I saw them, the damned who had given in, their hands trembling as they reached for more, always more. Their eyes were wide with hunger, but their faces twisted in anguish, as if they knew they were consuming their own freedom with every bite. Around them, the servants moved like shadows, their smiles sharp and knowing, refilling goblets and plates without end. And then I noticed, the ones who could no longer eat, slumped in their chairs, their bloated forms still, yet their eyes followed me, pleading silently for release. But there was no release. Not here.
Man, that would have been a nice place. All the food you can eat, but then you become the food you eat.
The circle of carnality is a place where desire becomes both a weapon and snare. The air is heavy with intoxicating scents and melodies that stir the deepest cravings of the heart and body. Here, ethereal figures move with a grace that seems otherworldly, their forms shifting to match the most secret fantasies of those who enter. It is as if they know what the visitor truly desires, and they take that form perfectly. They are imposingly beautiful and tempting on the outside, yet they are twisted demons on the inside, hungry, ready to rip apart their souls the second they completely give in. They beckon with knowing smiles, offering pleasures and connection beyond mortal comprehension.
Damn.
And yet, this realm is not one of love, but of obsession, where every touch draws the entrant deeper into a web of longing and dependency.
Such exquisite symphonies. Bliss indeed. And we have barely begun.
Damn. That's new. I haven't seen these models. These keepers of secrets?
The longer one remains, the more blurred the line between fulfillment and enslavement becomes. Many who succumb are reduced to hollow shells, their identities consumed in the pursuit of carnal pleasure. Their souls left to wander the circle as shadows of what they once were, ever looking for more and more, until what they crave is no longer what they thought, but a much darker, more sinister, and twisted version of their own desires. To pass through this trial is to resist the pull of one's own desires and confront the truth of what lies behind the allure.
They danced around me, their movements impossibly fluid, their faces shifting perfectly into reflections of my own desires. I could feel their touch without them even reaching for me, a warmth that promised everything I thought I wanted. But as I stared into their eyes, I saw it. Emptiness. A void so vast it threatened to swallow me whole. They weren't offering joy or love. They were offering me oblivion. And in that moment I knew if I gave in, I would lose myself entirely.
Oof.
The
Oblivion.
circle of paramountcy.
Okay, wait, hang on. How many circles? We've gone through 3 circles so far. The first circle was about all the your ambitions. You get turned into gold if you go after it. Second one was about food and consumption. You keep consuming until you become the food. Third one, we just saw it right now. It's about carnality. So all your desires are there. They offer you the what you really want, like maybe in a partner, maybe in a lover, maybe in someone just to have fun with. But it's not joy they give you. It's more of an ending, not an ending, but it's like like I said, oblivion. So it's basically they will end you once you get into their grips. I wonder how they end you. Is it the Hellraiser type of ending, or have we not reached it yet? Maybe, I am not sure. This could be like baiting. They bait you in there and then do the dirty. But yeah, let's find out. Circle of Paramountcy is the next one. Let's see what it's about.
It's a realm where power and dominance reign supreme. Its landscape is an ever-shifting array of thrones, rings, jewels, crowns, and scepters, each one gleaming with the promise of authority and command. Those who enter find themselves surrounded by visions of conquest and victory, illusions of themselves exalted above all others.
Oh,
The air hums with the voices of supplicants and the cheers of adoration, as if the world itself has bent to their will. Yet the power offered here is a lie, a fragile illusion that demands complete submission to maintain. Those who seize it become consumed by their own ambitions, their minds and souls twisted until they are nothing more than puppets, enslaved by the very power they sought to wield. To pass through this circle requires the strength to deny the allure of supremacy, and the wisdom to see that true power lies not in control, but in the ability to let go.
Suddenly I sat upon a golden throne, armies kneeling at my feet, their voices in the millions chanting my name. It felt intoxicating, as if the universe itself bowed to my will. In that moment, I was everything. Everything I had ever wanted to be. Unstoppable, untouchable, supreme. All the things I had worked so hard for, and even more. Before me stretched a sea of kneeling figures, warriors, kings, even gods, all bowing to me in absolute submission. All the things I deserved. But then I saw the cracks. It was faint at first, running through the throne, the crowns, the scepters. And then I felt it. Chains, not on them, not on my subjects, where those chains belonged, but on me. Every ounce of power I thought I held was an anchor dragging me down, deeper into something I couldn't escape. That's when I realised this wasn't victory. This was a prison, gilded and hollow. Gathering all the willpower I had, I reached for the crown on my head, with every intention to remove it.
And then, as we progress further into the inner circles,
Damn.
one can find the circle of vainglory.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, okay, so we went through the paramount seat. It's basically like pride on steroids. You are the big cheese. You got everything. You are the celebrity. You are the president. You are the king. You are the emperor of mankind. But if you don't see it through the illusion, it's basically chains. You are chained. You are enslaved to the place. It is a prison for you. Oof. I guess if you just pop by for a little bit and then run away, maybe. Let's see what other circles are there. We'll talk about the 6 and where we'd like to hang out a little bit, if possible. I have a few ideas, but let's see.
It is a realm where pride and vanity take center stage in the form of a garden, seducing intruders with visions of their own magnificence. It is a labyrinth of winding paths adorned with vibrant blossoms, each petal full of beauty, yet shadowed by the sharpness of thorns. Within this enchanting realm, ethereal whispers echo the tales of past triumphs, both monumental and trivial, that linger in the air like a haunting melody. The most insidious of these memories are those of victories claimed and desires forsaken, drawing wanderers deeper into its seductive embrace. The ones who reach this circle tend to think and feel that they are already too mighty and able to resist all the temptations thrown at them. They revel in their own accomplishments, and in their own vainglory lies their ruin. Each step taken deeper into this garden with hubris leads intruders further astray, ensnaring them in a dense thicket where the relentless briars and gnarled roots await. Here, they become easy prey to the thorns and twisted branches that grip on the intruder. The air is then filled with the mocking chants of the garden's voices, who weave their failures in their ears, reminding all who enter that glory can be as fleeting as it is alluring.
I wandered into a garden of immense size, its paths winding like a maze, each step surrounded by blossoms that seemed to sing my praises. A heavy scent of triumph could be felt, a bittersweet aroma that reminded me of every victory, every achievement I had ever claimed. The whispers were intoxicating, recounting moments I had long forgotten or wished to remember differently, each tale painting me as greater than I knew myself to be. Oh, I felt unstoppable, invincible, as though nothing in this realm could break me. But then the thorns came, silent at first, and then relentless. They wrapped around my legs, my arms and my chest, their grip tightening with every word of praise. The whispers then turned cruel, mocking me with my failures, each taunt cutting deeper than any blade. I realised then, too late for some, that this wasn't a garden. It was a snare, a place where pride lured you in, only to strip you of everything you were.
The circle of indolency.
So okay, we saw pride just now. The garden's about pride. That means the previous place was Paramountcy is about what, vanity? Or is it's very similar if you think about it. And the Paramountcy one is basically where you are shown as you are the chief, you are the king, you are the everything. Here they're showing you are great and everything again. But it's a snare that traps you. On the other side, it's also kind of similar. I find them to be quite similar. If you guys can tell the difference, please let me know in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you like the content, please leave a comment, let us know. And let's continue.
Is the last circle of seduction in Slaanesh's realm. It is a place of stillness, and complacency, where the seductive promise of rest and ease lulls intruders into a state of eternal stagnation. Here, the landscape is one of tranquil beauty, fields of soft, fragrant blooms, warm breezes that carry an overwhelming sense of comfort, and inviting pools that shimmer under a golden sky. Every step into this circle seems to sap away the burdens of the body and mind, offering an irresistible respite from all the hardships of life. In a peaceful and seemingly infinite beach, with soft sands and fresh air.
Guys, we found the beach.
Truly, a paradise of respite in the middle of the realm of chaos. Yet this illusion is the deadliest of traps.
Ooh.
The more one succumbs to the promise of relaxation, the more they feel their strength and willpower drain away, replaced by an overwhelming lethargy. Those who linger in this place for too long find themselves rooted in place, their will to even move being completely lost, their bodies fading into the very landscape as they become grains of sand, to become a part of the very beaches that they rest upon, and their souls becoming part of the endless calm. To escape the circle of indolency demands more than just a true resolve. One must also be capable to reject the false peace it offers, for the cost of giving in is the loss of purpose and self.
I stepped into a paradise of quiet, where the air seemed to sigh with relief, and the ground beneath my feet cradled me like a soft embrace. It was perfect. The weight of my journey, the struggles I had faced, they all melted away, replaced by warmth that whispered I could stay here forever. In the middle of the realm of chaos, well, this was certainly unexpected. A welcome surprise, a well-deserved rest. A bed of flowers called to me, their scent promising sleep without dreams, a peace I'd never known. But as I reached out to touch them, I saw the truth. Faces frozen in bliss, yet lifeless, woven into the blooms themselves. Hands that had once reached for comfort, now wilted into the grass and the white sands. Oh, my legs felt heavy, my body unwilling to move. I realized then, this peace wasn't a gift, it was a grave. And the longer I stayed, the harder it became to leave. I had to fight, not against pain or struggle, but against the sweetness, most insidious trap of all. The temptation to just let go.
Ooh, that's...
Could anyone survive the temptations and perils of the 6 circles of seduction to reach the heart of Slaanesh's domain?
Man, I gotta say though, the part about... The trick is you letting go is what catches you. Oh man, it's really hard. If you went through all of that just to reach that spot and then just letting go, I mean, it's like, oh, R&R, man, just chill for a bit. And then you're automatically trapped. Ah, that is... It's like everything built up just for that trap, you know? Okay, but we've gone through 6 circles. Okay, let's see. The 2 before this, the 4th and the 5th one, Paramountcy and the Garden. It makes you feel like you are the best and the greatest and all that, but I don't know, it feels also a touch close to the first circle, where it's about your ambitions have been achieved and whatnot, except you turn into a golden statue. Garden, you get wrapped up in the thorns, and then the other one is like you kind of feel like you get enslaved because the Paramountcy one. So I'm like, okay, maybe not those ones. The beach one for like a second. I mean, like if you stay too long, you get rooted in. All right, how about this? Second level was food. Food, I don't mind. And grab some munchies from there. Maybe go to the party on the 3rd circle, because I'm pretty sure it's carnality, but the way they say it, moving and lively and everything. And music. I'm pretty sure it's like nightclub scene. So you got your munchies on the second, you got the nightclub on the third, and then you go to the beach, which is on the sixth. You might as well just chill out somewhere on the outskirts just for a second and then get out, catch a breath, then go back upwards. Maybe something like that. Just as long as you don't stay. It's just the thing. The longer you stay, the worse it gets in each circle, I've noticed. The trick, I guess, is to find the circles you may like, but not stick around for too long and then jump to the next and then keep going like that. So as long as you're on the move, you may be able to keep the trap at bay. Just a thought.
Each circle is a trial of the soul, where every attempt at advancing onwards strips away layers of resistance, leaving intruders vulnerable to the insidious allure of the Dark Prince. Few, if any, emerge unscathed from these traps of ambition, indulgence, and pride. Yet for those who somehow endure and press on through the seductive labyrinth, they are greeted not with relief, but with the ultimate challenge, the Palace of Slaanesh itself.
Oh boy.
In the center of the circles of seduction, one can find the Palace of Slaanesh. Unlike traditional strongholds, the excessive and luxurious palace serves as a haunting sanctuary for the Dark Prince's demonic followers, where the boundaries between pleasure and torment blur in nightmarish ways. The palace's exterior is adorned with elaborate carvings and statues that seem to be alive, their forms elegant and alluring, yet unsettling and unnatural. These figures whisper promises and secrets to any who approach, their voices threading into the minds of the unwary, luring them ever closer. The air around the palace hums with an otherworldly melody, like a siren's song that fills the soul with yearning and dread. Within its gilded halls, the opulence is overwhelming. Endless corridors stretch into infinity, their walls lined with mirrors that reflect not the physical, but the innermost thoughts and desires of those who wander within. The floors are paved with precious gemstones that glow faintly underfoot, and the air is thick with a heavy mixture of perfumes of all types that intoxicate the senses. And yet, behind this veneer of beauty lies an undeniable menace. Each room, each chamber within this place is a trap, crafted to ensnare even the strongest of wills. These rooms are arenas of hedonism, not mere spaces for revelry. They are battlegrounds where mortals and demons alike engage in contests that push the limits of all types of excesses
Oh
into
boy.
realms of unimaginable torment. The
Ah.
depths of these depraved pursuits are so profound that only the most devoted followers of Slaanesh can find any joy amidst the anguish, reveling in a twisted ecstasy.
I think we may have found the Hellraiser area.
As participants surrender to their desires, they often find themselves ensnared by the very vices they sought to conquer. Each hall echoes with the cries of both delight and despair of those condemned souls. Many are consumed by their desires, becoming part of the palace itself, while others may catch Slaanesh's eye and be granted a fleeting glimpse of the dark majesty at its heart, a sight that drives most, if not all, to madness or complete servitude.
Hmm.
In this realm, where beauty and horror intertwine, one must ask, is the pursuit of pleasure worth the price of one's soul? Scholars and theologians argue that at the heart of the palace sits the throne room, a place of unparalleled splendor where the very essence of Slaanesh resides. The Dark Prince watches all who enter, a being of perfect grace and beauty that defies mortal comprehension. To stand in the presence of Slaanesh is to feel both exalted and insignificant, as the god's gaze pierces through every thought and feeling, laying bare the soul.
Damn.
I stood in the heart of the palace, the air alive with an iridescent shimmer that danced and shifted with every breath I took. Colours I could not name swirled around me, each one igniting a memory, a feeling, a longing I thought I had forgotten. And then I saw it. Slaanesh, the Dark Prince, seated upon a throne that defied understanding. A creation not of stone or gold, but of pure essence, as though it had been woven perfectly by the creation itself. Slaanesh was everything. Every ideal I had ever aspired to, every love I had ever yearned for, every ambition I had ever clung to. I could not look away, no matter how hard I tried. My flaws, my scars, my fears, everything I had hidden even from myself, rose to the surface as if stripped bare by its gaze. Yet I did not feel shame. I felt relief, as though all the broken pieces of who I was were finally acknowledged. And then came the promise. I felt it, not in words, but in the very air around me. A promise to mend, to rebuild, to make me more than I had ever been. My knees buckled, and I fell, not from exhaustion, but from awe. Tears of joy blurred my vision, and my chest ached with an emotion so raw I could not name it. I didn't resist. I didn't want to. My lips trembled, and I spoke the only words that mattered. Make me whole. And as I said them, I felt the last fragment of who I was dissolving into the perfect, consuming light of Slaanesh.
The allure of the Palace of Slaanesh is intoxicating. Yet those who enter risk losing themselves entirely, becoming forever trapped in a cycle of indulgence that transforms their earthly sins into eternal chains. Here, amid the grandeur and grotesquerie, the true nature of the Dark Prince's dominion reveals itself. A paradise that masks its horrors behind a veil of temptation, where every pleasure comes at a cost far greater than mere satisfaction.
Raise buildings and sing songs in my glory. In my name, pursue your art and enshrine all beauty. Let all people follow their every desire, sate their every hunger, and deny themselves no adventure. For it is in these things, and in others, that you will find the greatest pleasure. And it is through these things, and through each other, that you shall rise yourselves higher, and unto the steps of my throne. You will take pleasure in all that is, though your bodies will break, and your souls be forfeit. For I am Slaanesh, most jealous of gods, and most demanding of lovers. And my thirst for you
shall never be sated.
Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, let's go through this. So we went through the 6 levels of Circles of Slaanesh. So far, the first, the sixth, and the fifth are pretty similar to me. It's all about being the vain glory, your ambition, you the best, you achieved everything. But then you go to 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 are basically about the food, 2 and 3 carnality, the dancing, the nightclub, and I can't remember what 4 was. What was 4? Ain't ringing bells right now from what we've gone through. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. 4 and 5 are about the vainglory and the pride and everything like that. 1 is about the ambition, bit similar still, but number 6 is the beach. It's where you go and you want to let go. So what we wanted to do was do 2, 3, and 6, but not stay there for too long because you probably have the worst effects there. But if you go to the Palace of Slaanesh, everything is the best thing there. But when you get to Slaanesh itself, it's like GG. You just at the presence of Slaanesh, you're like, oh, I see everything that what I wanted to be, even more than level 1. I mean, circle 1, circle 4, and circle 5. This is the main spot. Forget those circles, just go straight to Slaanesh, and you'll be like, okay, I'm done. All my bad stuff comes bubbling to the surface, but it's like, Slaanesh, don't care. It's like, don't matter. You join me, and you become a whole new thing, much better, and that offer is not something you can just throw aside because it's a god literally offering it to you, and it's very hard to see that it won't give it to you in a certain way. Probably there's going to be a catch, but at that point you wouldn't care about the catch. You just let it go, just like happened in level 6. So you're better off sticking to 3, 4, and 6 interchangeably without staying on each one for too long. Have your fun, move. Have your fun, move. Otherwise, you get stuck. Circles of Slaanesh, plausible holiday destination if you are fleet on foot. But otherwise, you'd probably be stuck there and have a bad time in certain places. Most places. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the Could You Survive a Day in the Palace of Slaanesh? Let me know if you guys would survive or where you'd prefer to survive in. Would you survive in any other circle of Slaanesh? Would you manage to survive in the palace? Maybe in front of Slaanesh herself? Or would you survive in another Chaos God's realm? Maybe Sinch, maybe Nurgle, maybe Khorne. But either way, it will be interesting to find out. So let me know where you guys prefer and where you think you can survive a day in the realm of chaos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.